Artemis Toast here, and it's time for something I haven't done in a little while. Another to be redundant, all kinds of awesome album review, trademark. Um, if you watch my previous all kinds of awesome album review recommendations, you know although I'm a fan of many genres of music, within rock itself, and then other forms, pop, R&B, rap, old country music. I'm a fan of music in general. But most of the reviews I do kind of point at the fact that I love prog rock, progressive rock, both classic and current. Um, and the reason why I like those bands is because it's in the title itself. They're progressive. It doesn't have to fit any particular formula other than the fact that they album to album they push their sound, they experiment, and you know they add more colors to their palette as a band to create you know progressive songs. And Pink Floyd is definitely one of those bands. This is Wish You Were Here. You know all kinds of awesome, trademark. um you know this is the album to follow probably their most popular album, Dark Side of the Moon, which, don't get me wrong, is all kinds of awesome album in itself. But when I do these albums, recommendation reviews, it's personal. These are albums. These are my personal feelings of these albums. I'm not saying Pink Floyd's complete body of work isn't brilliant or all kinds of awesome, but Wish You Were Here happens to be my personal favorite. And I think it's once again all kinds of awesome. This this is the follow up to the aforementioned Dark Side of the Moon. You know, Obviously, being a progressive rock band, they certainly experimented with many instruments. You know, use of synthesizers. On Wish You Were Here. Once again, guest vocals too. One of my favorite tracks on this album, "Have a Cigar," was actually sang by Roy Harper. Which is kind of a kind of unique thing. When we really get down to it. It's not very often. You let someone sing one of your songs on an album that's not a compilation or a joint effort. I mean, you see it more nowadays with pop, with guest stars and everything, but usually on a rock album, you don't have someone that's not like the lead singer, singing one of the songs. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's something I don't remember seeing very often. But "Have a Cigar" happens to be that with Roy Harper on the vocals. And once again, getting back to why this is my favorite. Basically, it being a tribute to one of the founding members of the band, Syd Barrett, who unfortunately use of drugs, he went mental, and unfortunately had a breakdown and had to leave the band. And that, I mean, they were a popular band beforehand, but they blew up, unfortunately. After mainly after Dark Side of the Moon. You know, and unfortunately, Syd Barrett wasn't along for that ride, and I think obviously Roger Waters has been has said on record before that you know, they they wanted this to be a tribute to Sid Barrett, and you know, the majority of the album, you know, is bookended by, you know, Shine On You Crazy Diamond, which is, you know, broken up into, you know, man, what, 9 parts, you know, half, you know, parts 1 through 5 on the front, and after Have a Cigar, Wish You Were Here, and you know, it continues on the side 2 of the album, and also the great track Welcome to the Machine, you know, kind of a dark, ominous, you know, you know, a lot of the songs on this album definitely, you know, took a swing at the corporate, you know, the world and the bureaucracy that comes with, you know, being signed to a label and having a hit record, you know. You know, Welcome to the Machine, you know, they're gonna want you to keep pumping these things out, you know, when they don't even know you, you know, they're not even interested in your art. They just want to, you know, keep making dollars, you know. Have a Cigar was definitely you know, a nod in that area as far as, you know, taking a big swing, basically giving a big, you know, FU to the corporate, you know, record world. You know, so it was a, you know, really cool album. I mean, the music was fantastic. Obviously, you know, Waters and Gilmore and, you know, Mason and you know, the whole band, they're fantastic. You know, much like the album that preceded this one, you know, definitely stuck with that experimentation. You know, extremely well produced album. Once again, it's all kinds of awesome. Highly recommend listening to it front to back. You know, in the order that was intended by the creators of the music. You know, you listen to it on whatever format you have it, but personally, you know, I like to listen to music on vinyl, especially when they were originally released on vinyl. This is you know, this album came out in 1975, and this is an original, you know, 1975 first pressing. You know, even has a pretty, you know, cool label. You know, when you saw it behind the plastic in the record store, you know, it had like the, you know, little sticker letting you know what some of the singles were off of it. Oh, excuse me. Sticker showing you the different singles off of it. You know, it's just probably maybe a later pressing, maybe that they, you know, added that. Another cool thing about vinyl is, you know, with the MP3s and digital formats, you don't, you know, I didn't buy this record when it was new in 1975. You know, I bought it new back in 1975, but I lost that copy, you know, years ago. That's another thing that happens with records. They get, at least back in the day, they used to get passed around a lot, and you know, remember you always got to put your name on it. This one says, what is that? McGrath. So, you know, that's another cool thing about, you know, there's a story behind this, you know, piece of vinyl, which is all kinds of awesome. Well, once again, sorry to get on a rant. You know, I just, you know, big fan of vinyl here. Pink Floyd, Shine On You Crazy Diamond, is a great 9-part track that bookends this album. Wish You Were Here. You know, Wish You Were Here's song, a great song on it. Welcome to the Machine, and Have a Cigar. All great tracks. All kinds of awesome. Highly recommend it. Artemis Toast out.